And you say, Beth, your life, quote, life ended the day you met Bill Cosby. What did you mean by that?
Absolutely. It was a violent crime that I suffered. I have suffered in silence since 2006. I have suffered in silence since meeting Mr. Cosby because he profiles and profiled me and took such great interest in me that after my father's death from cancer and whatnot, I could not actually get away from him. And when you have been molested, drugged, especially with someone who you have been so incredibly close to, you've shared your entire life with, for months, years. You have to understand, I was on the set with him. I was there when he interviewed Raven Simone. I was there with Lisa Bonet. I was there, I had a relationship with Jeff Brown, the producer of his show, who committed suicide. I was there with Felicia Richard. I know the whole set. I know the whole scam. I know the whole deal. And I was the one who came forward to National Enquirer because of this piece, the National Enquirer piece. My story in 2005 was squelched. And you're seeing that now in court documents. My name is mentioned over and over. There was a gag order. I want it known that I am not going to be filled with shame anymore. It stops here. Camille and Bill Cosby, immediately now. It stops. This is serious. You need to listen to me, Beth Ferrier, and Gloria Allred.
And
you
Beth,
have to. You have
Beth,
to.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but,
Yes,
but you're
sir.
expressing a feeling, an emotion that we've heard from many of the women who have come forward. I want you to have a chance to respond to your critics who say that you claim you were in a consensual relationship and yet he drugged you and had to rape you. How did you? What do you mean by consensual, and how did you make sense of what he did to you?
Well, actually, great question again. How that works is how he works. He takes you on. I met him in New York as a model who came from Colorado. I was living in Chicago at the time, but I was actually selected by Joe Farrell, who was my agent, much like, let's make a connection here, Barbie Bowman. Same thing. I was allowed to go and stay in the model's apartment with Denise, my booker, and another male model who came from LA. And we were there to actually support Colorado, to have people come to Colorado to see that we were a great place where great talent were to come. And part of that was, I didn't go to New York to meet Bill Cosby. A part of that was possibly getting to meet Mr. Cosby and maybe going on the set. You have to understand, I already had my own career with modeling full-time. That was a part of that, but I never planned on that. Consensual meaning that I met him on the set, was in his home, with my booker, and that she actually got drugged. Denise actually got drugged. And at that time, so that he could be alone with me in his home. And that particular person...
I'm going to interrupt you again. I'm sorry to push you like this, but time is obviously a crunch, and I want to give Gloria a chance. Gloria, I want to give you a chance to answer those questions as well, what you hope to accomplish in court. And I just heard another allegation that I've not heard, that somebody else was drugged in the crossfire. Is that going to come up in court?
Well, first of all, we don't know if there is going to be court. That is in the hands of Bill Cosby. We offered him two alternatives to move this along. The first is, it's very upsetting, of course, to many of the alleged victims that they cannot have their day in court because the statute of limitations, if it's asserted as a defense by Bill Cosby, would mean that their case would be dismissed. So we challenged him to invite all of the alleged victims to sue him and to say that he will not assert the statute of limitations as a defense, and therefore the case can proceed in court, and he can present his arguments about why he should not be liable, and all the alleged victims can present their evidence about what they allege occurred did in fact occur.
So Gloria,
we have not heard from him on that.